Outstanding performance. Obviously, I'm not talking about performance. I'm talking about outstanding performance. So let's see what is performance. Performance is opportunities created divided by resources deployed. If you want to speak mathematically, this can be maximized in three ways. But there's only one way will give you an outstanding performance. One is you create more opportunities using the same level of resources like money, time, space, equipment. You create more opportunities. Second is opportunity is same by and large where you're operating, but you reduce your resources like machines, asset, people, money. That will improve performance. But what is outstanding performance? When you are maximizing opportunities and reducing the resources. In other words, you're getting more out of less investment. And that's called outstanding performance. And you can't deliver outstanding performance unless you are yourself different and smart. This outstanding performance is a major concept these days, and very few companies can do it. I remember in the early 70s, General Motors was the best company in auto industries. The IBM was the best companies in the IT industry. Pan American was the early best company in the airlines industry. Where are they today? Of course, IBM is surviving, but not in the same line of business. General Motors in shambles. So also, Pan American does not exist. Is because they had everything and yet they could not do it. For example, they had the best of technology, best of money power, best of reach, best of brands, and the best of students from Harvard, MIT, Stanford, Columbia, and Yale. And yet, in the span of 30 years, they have been humbled. They have been defeated by big companies like Intel, Microsoft, Apple, Google. The reality is that those great companies, they actually failed to change themselves sufficiently, both in terms of opportunities created and also resources deployed. They either reduce the resources to a level that they can't create any more opportunities, or they created opportunities with too much of money and resources. Neither is outstanding performance. Outstanding performance is combining the two, maximize opportunities while reducing resource deployment. The concept of outstanding performance can be applied to both business and at the individual level. And the basic framework is same. Maximize opportunities with minimum resources deployed. For an individual, it means you start your career in a particular way and reach the best of career position in about 15-20 years' time. You need a lot of skills to do that. For example, if you look at a corporate career of an individual, you have to have a managerial skill, cross-functional skill. For example, you should be working knowledge in finance, marketing, operations, HR, supply chain management. I'm not saying you have to be expert in everything, but you must have a working knowledge in all areas of business. Number two, you must have strategic skills. You must know what will make your business different and smart. You must know where to compete. You must know how to compete. And if you're not clear about that, you'll be doing donkey's work, but you'll never become strategic. A third requirement could be in terms of you have to have an entrepreneurial skill. Because entrepreneurs get to see an opportunity which others don't get to see. You can be a best MBA from a best business school, but you can still be somebody with just a clerk in mindset and you really push papers. You won't see an opportunity which entrepreneurs get to see. The other thing is that you have to become a specialist. In one or two areas you find out yourself what you like most and become a specialist. And not many people know exactly which areas to select, and for that there are many hot subjects these days. You can be a specialist in one or other areas. When you combine all these things together, cross-functional skills, strategic skills, entrepreneurial skills, and become a specialist, I guess you'll become an outstanding performer. Of course, I must tell you one thing. Acquiring skill is one thing. Skill is something that you can acquire in a business school. But you also need, on top of that, your attitude. If you're not a fighter, if you're somebody laid-back person, even if you're a topper in a business school, you'll never become an outstanding performer. There has to be fire in the belly, gentlemen and ladies. If you don't have the fire in the belly, you cannot be an outstanding performer. You need framework, you need concept, but you also need fire in the belly to make things happen. You must dream with your eyes open, but have the feet on the ground. When you combine the two, you'll be a great, outstanding performer. To deliver outstanding performance, we all know what we need, but one of the most important skills is managing and leading. Now, are they different? In other words, I'm saying, do you think managers and leaders are different people? Not really. Managing and leading are two sides of the same coin. Managing means achieve your goal with limited resources and thousands of constraints. That means goals are not negotiable. You have to achieve, get it done, in spite of resource constraint, in spite of huge difficulties. But I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you can't be a great manager without being a great leader. But to overcome all problems, whether with regard to resources, constraints, you need people, their motivation. Hence, as a manager, if you want results, you have to inspire people, motivate people, communicate people, you have to transform people. While managing is all about decision-making, controls, planning, all those things, leadership is all about transformation, inspiration. In other words, managing and leading are two sides of the same coin, and the same person, in order to be successful, you have to be simultaneously a great manager and a great leader. As a matter of fact, I never seen a successful manager who is not a great leader, and not seen a great leader who is not a successful manager.